gonna look back, 'cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast, and that's facts. Only I can make a change, slowly take a step today. I will never be the same, 'cause that's what it takes.
Hey, Terry, welcome to Thursday, my friend. How are you?
Good. Well, there's a lot.
On Monday, we started off the day with you wearing the 1 and me wearing the 11, and it worked out to be, that was Tuesday,
Yeah,
where we lit up parks.
that's
So
right.
today, I got the 1 on today at the horse racing today.
Oh, wow.
The one's on the back. So tomorrow, and you have the 11 on. So we're
That's right.
maybe we can carry some of that good luck again over to Keeneland today.
I think so. Remember, that's my wife's favorite number, 111.
Yes, indeed. Well, we went through all that on Tuesday, if I recall. And then Terry just had all the picks and 1-1-1-1-1.
That's right.
Yes. And you had you had the hot dog yesterday, not once,
did.
but twice. So if you add the 1 and 1 on your hat, that's how many times you had the hot dog yesterday.
That's correct. Yep, absolutely. And also, had a pretty good day, really. But not the last part so much, but it was good.
Yeah, I had a couple of exactas and trifectas in there that paid pretty nice. A couple, for $2, $300 trifectas. So it was okay, but I would like to do better. Hey, Charles, how are you this morning? And Jared, how are you? I think Jared's kind of like, I don't know what you want to call it, invaded my handicapping. He had that 35-1 shot over there at Gulfstream Park. And, I've been big fish hunting. So yesterday I went big fish hunting yesterday at Indiana Grande, and unfortunately, a lot of the small fish came in. Hi, Teresa. How are you today? Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. Last night, Terry, I don't know what you were doing. I know what I was doing. Had a wonderful show last night with Rosemary Homeister. Did you catch that?
I did. Yeah, she's really great.
Mm-hmm.
She's very, very talkative and pretty, honest about everything. And I'm glad she's doing well with her, her exercise routine and all the things she's done. She's a busy woman, like you said.
Oh my God, I don't know how she does it. 24 hours in a day.
Yeah,
unbelievable. If you haven't caught it, it was a fantastic interview. It's funny, Terry. She mentioned her ever so cute daughter, Victoria, who was off doing some gymnastics doing it during the show, and then came in and was peering in between the seat and the headrest, which it was pretty funny. But and then she came on the show, very friendly daughter as well. She's talking about sharks and how she likes sharks. And then I closed my computer and I opened up another tab, and this first story on the top was this Australian couple on a boat with their kid and a shark. Did you see that?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing, intense thing. The shark was circling the boat, and it looked to me like Jaws. It was going around and around, and it popping up and then trying to bite the motor. But you'll have to Google that, Australian shark or something.
Let me write that down. Australian shark.
Yeah, shark. Australian boat shark thing. It was quite an interesting. I can't imagine, but just reminded me very much of the movie Jaws. So, hopefully, we'll be some sharks today, biting out some winners. Terry, yesterday Jared was talking about how we had a whole lot. Jared says he's off today, so he's ready to make some money on the ponies. Got to build that bankroll for the Kentucky Derby in a couple of weeks.
That's right. Hopefully,
we can grab some winners. Jared was talking yesterday about how we had a lot of agreement. Today, I think we didn't have a lot of agreement. So that's means one of us is likely to have a winner, Terry.
I would think so. I mean, if we don't have a lot of the agreements,
So race number 1, we have the 3 to 5 minutes. So we just don't agree on the top pick, I guess, in the first race here. It is a 1 1/16. Before we get started, before we open the gates and start making our picks, it's important to talk a little bit about track conditions today. It's supposed to be muddy, and then the turf is good. So they are running on the turf today, at least for now. And a good surface will probably favor, if you think about those European races, horses that come from a little bit off the path. Wouldn't you say?
I would say so, yeah.
So E.F. Hutton, otherwise a.k.a. Charles B., has some strong plays. And yesterday he opened up with a strong play at Tampa, the 3-horse in the first race, Jared. So make sure you're paying attention today. Race 3 at Aqueduct, play the 9, says Jared. But that 3-horse paid, $56, right, Charles? Is that about right?
Yeah, it was big.
Yes, indeed. All right, so race number 1 at Keeneland, Terry, is 1 mile and a 16th. It's a claiming $10,000, purse of 32 grand, 4 years old and up. Non-winners of 2 races at a mile or over since February 21st get a little bit of a weight break. Now, they've only run 17 races. Well, they ran 17 races. Those are the most common distance, I think, so far here at the Keeneland meet. 8 were won off the pace. Only 1 horse went wire to wire. There is a little bit of an outside bias here, Terry, and 4 through 7 outperform 1 through 3. So take us through your first 4 on Thursday.
All right. I like in the first race, the entry 1A, part of the entry till then. He finished third in his last race at Turfway Park and has a jockey in the last 7 days, has this record, 10 starts, 4 wins, and 2/3. I like number 7 was my second pick, Irish Declaration. He's finished in the money in 2 of the last 3 races, and he won one of those. The trainer wins 20% of the time when going from an all-weather surface to a dirt surface. And then number 3 is my third pick, High Authority. He figures to improve what's returning to dirt, and the trainer wins 17% of the time in dirt starts, and his best dirt speed is faster than the average speed. And then he has a decent workout on, April 10th, 48 and change breezing, 24th out of 85. And then number 5, Mississippi, is my 4th pick.
One has 4 eyes, Jerry, and can't see.
I know. Anyway, he finished second at Oakland Park in his last race, has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and his best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters.
Well, I'm going to start with something different that you don't have. And, I probably should have the entry because you're getting 2 horses for the price of 1. But I'm going to go with number 6, Estillo Peligroso, excuse me. This horse has been in the money 5 out of 6 times at the distance, does have the top early pace and late pace combination in the field. Number 5, Mississippi, the 4-eyed monster that cannot see, has by far the top speed number at the distance, and all others aren't even in the same time zone. So if it can run back Mississippi to its best number at 1 mile and a 16th, this race might not be close. Number 3, Higher Authority, probably shouldn't be rated this high, but man, when I went through the pace figures, this one has an enormous early pace figure over the rest of the field, and most of this field is stacked with horses that want to come from the back of the pack. So the 3 horse could be the pace horse in this field. Finally, number 7, Irish Declaration. If closers do win this race, does have the best late punch in the field. And the one time it did run at Keeneland, it put in a solid 3rd place effort. Race number 2, they scratched the race 6, scratched the 1, Terry. So do we have the 1 in race 6? You do.
I do, yeah.
Where do you want to put in the back there while we go off to race number 2? You think about that. Race 2 is a 4.5 furlong, made an $80,000 for a purse of 80 grand. This one's for maidens and fillies that are 2 years old. A couple scratches here impacted my picks, Terry. You're going to start off with your long shot in race number 2.
Yeah, I like number 10. It wasn't my long shot. They actually scratched my long shot later on in the card. But, I like number 10. Somebody Loves You. She is a first-time starter. The dam has 8 winners from 8 starters. The trainer wins 20% of the time in maiden special weight races. And then I like number 1, Grand Oak. She's also a first-time starter. The sire wins 16% with first-time starters, and she has a good 4 furlong workout on April 15th of 48 and change breezing. And then I like number 2, Catch You Later, Mo. She is also a first-time starter. The sire wins 33% with first-time starters, and she has several good workouts. And then number 5, That's Show She Rose. That's How She Rose. She's her dam has a winner from 1 starter. The breeding suits today's sprint distance, and she has some very good workouts.
Apparently, it was the 6th in the first race that scratched, according to Charles. So I wasn't scratched when I went through there earlier, unfortunately. So I just moved my picks up, and then 1A then moves into that 4th spot. The entry was my next selections.
Yeah.
All right, so race number 2. Hopefully, I don't have any scratches here. This one's a 4.5 furlong race. They've had 4 of them. 3 were won by speed, one of which went wire to wire. I remember that race. That was the no race where the jockeys were in the gate going, no. And then the one popped out to the lead and everybody else kind of like slowly got out of the gates. A couple of those horses were in this race, at least one of them, the Wesley Ward horse, but he scratched both of his horses out of here today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start number 2. Catch you later, Mo. I'm looking at that 35 and 3 furlong workout at Keeneland on April the 15th. That's quick enough that if there's another no, it's going to be on the lead. And then if not, you choose wisely. That one ran 3 furlongs and 35 flat, the fastest of 20 on April the 13th, and has what I call a bullet and go. So that last workout was a bullet. So I think the 2 and the 6 are likely to kind of try to press for that lead at 4.5 furlongs. That's probably the way you're going to get to the winner's circle. Your 10, Terry, Somebody Loves You, has a bunch of bullet workouts getting ready for this spot. And then finally, number 1 is my last selection in here. Grand Oak, Tyler Gaffleon. Me and Tyler G, man, we have a love-hate relationship. He just doesn't know it. But when I bet on him, man, he doesn't win. And then when I don't bet on him, he does win. So I'm not going to put him first. So I'm going to give him a really good shot to come in here. But this is another one that's had some pretty decent workouts. $105,000 horse getting ready for its debut. So that should be fun. Oh boy, they both won horse out in 2 race. Going to be a bomb. Yeah, it could be a bomb, right? Hey, that's the kind of what you did in that race when you hit that 35-1, Jared, is you went after all the first-time starters with the longest odds, and that's a pretty smart way to do it, I think. All right, Terry, race number, because you just don't know what you're going to get, so you might as well try to catch a price in those things. Race number 3 is 7 furlongs, claiming $25,000 for a purse, $48,000 for 4 years old and upward. Really not a whole lot of conditions in there, Terry. 7 furlongs, my friend. They've run 10 races, been split evenly between closers, off the pace and speed horses, only 2 of which have gone wire to wire. And the post positions have been as fair can be. So this is really the best horse wins type race. And it is your box it up, Terry.
It actually is. Yeah. Actually, one of my horses was scratched, so I had to change it a little bit. But race number 3. Number 3 is my first pick, Stage Left. He won his last race at Mahoney Valley easily and also earned the highest last speed rating. He has a high percentage winning trainer, Wesley Ward. And then number 7 is He Hate Me. He comes in from Gulfstream Park.
Do you know where that comes from, He Hate Me?
No.
I think I could be wrong on the league, but in one of those like off-brand NFL leagues like the XFL or the USFL, they used to allow players to put whatever they want on the back of their jersey. So instead of like Terry or Hey, it would be like Hollywood if you wanted to put Hollywood on the back of your shirt.
Yeah.
And he put He Hate Me on the back of his shirt. So that's where that comes from.
Oh, wow. Well, anyway, he comes in from Gulfstream Park to race at Keeneland, where he finished in the money in both races that he raced here. And he drops in class today, and his best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And then number 1 is my 3rd pick, Lafitte's Fleet. He has been racing at the fairgrounds and comes to Keeneland to race for the first time. He switches to a high percentage winning jockey, Tyler Gaffleon, and the trainer wins 27% of the time when he takes a horse from a route to a sprint. And returning to the sprint should help. And he has a bullet workout on April 13th, 47 and change, the best out of 38. And then my 4th pick is number 2, Logical Myth. He has a high percentage winning jockey, Louis Saez, and he has some very good workouts and may improve with blinkers added today.
And Jared says, Tyler Gaff, bank it. So I if I put Tyler on there, you can't bank it. You can, you're almost like robbing the bank. So our like, you got to be like the escape getaway driver because otherwise you get caught. But our box it up is 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. That's the idea behind that concept, Terry. You're going to start with Stage Left on your box it up, and I'm going to make that one my best bet of the day here.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yes. Well, actually, the 6 horse was going to be my best bet in front of this one because this is a race that has a really interesting pace setup. You got a lot of horses that like to chase, but not really take the lead. I wrote down originally that if the 6-horse screws it up, the 3-horse will be the one that will benefit the most. So this one's going to take advantage of the 6 scratch and going to be the pilot in a race where a lot of horses like to chase and don't want to lead. I think it's a shot. He Hate Me showed me some significant improvement early in the race last time out, and that was in his second start after 19 months in the barn. So it was a hell of a long time to be on the sidelines. Since then, he's got 2 decent works, and I think he'll move forward in the third start off the break. Number 1, Lafitte's Fleet. Banking on Jared's Tyler G here. He's having a great meet, unquestionably, at Keeneland, so you can't argue with that. And as I mentioned early on, I probably just jinxed him, Terry, here, but he does have a very good bullet work on April the 13th. Thomas Amos is, I think, an underrated but yet very good trainer. He's going route to sprint here, and he's won that 27% of the time in the last 91 times he tried that route. And then finally, I have a number 5, Carmelito, Terry. And then Carmelito is a horse that Adam Bershiza is riding him last time out. That he came off the bench, did okay. It was one of his better races in terms of the speed number that it put together. Prior to that, at Turfway Park, again coming off the bench, one of his better efforts. He's coming off the bench here, a couple of decent workouts. So just that history that the horse does well when coming off the bench is one that I like to look at the rewind and see how that plays out. So that's what we're looking at here with number 5. Wesley Ward. Yeah, he's got those good horses, especially on the sprints. Now, last night, Terry, we talked about, working with, we had our interview with Rosemary Holmeister. Tonight on the Players Edge podcast, we're going to have another young lady on. This one is Sarah E. Bodway. She works at Horse Racing Nation. Outrun the Odds on Twitter. She came into horse racing in an unusual way, with planes to catch and bills to pay. You know that song, Terry, or no?
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah.
But should be a fun show. We're going to talk about the Apple Blossom tonight. For tonight, we're going to talk about it for Saturday, along with a couple of other big stakes races at Oaklawn Park. Looking forward to her insights. She's been a social media whiz, and I think it should be a pretty interesting interview. Make sure you check that out tonight. It's 9:30 p.m. Eastern on Horse Racing Radar TV right here on our YouTube station. If you haven't done so yet, you don't want to miss Sarah. Make sure you click on the subscribe button here at YouTube. Give us a thumbs up, please. And then while you're on Facebook, same thing. Hit us up with a like or follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Horse Race Today. Sean will make sure you're notified when we're about to go live with Sarah. Should be a good show. Looking forward to it. Carmelito is a nice find. Just looked at a good value play. I'm glad you agree with me right there. Biscuit rides 5 on outside. Strong play. So, and that's in race Biscuit. Okay, same thing. Okay, good. Johnny versus Stage Left. All right. So next up, Terry, is race number. We're off to race number 4 now, right?
Yeah.
All right,
4.
so let's pull this back up. Race number 4 is a 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Allowance $110,000. That's what the purse is. For 4 years old and upwards, which have never won a race other than maiden claiming or starter, or which have never won 2 races. 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Terry, they've run 6 of them. 5 of the 6, as you can imagine, were won by horses that can giddy up and go out of the gate, but only 2 of which went wire to wire. And this one really strongly favors the posts number 2 and 3. I have the 2. You don't have the 3. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I have the number 7 as my first pick, Lyrical Poet. She likes to break on top and lead all the way, so the distance of 5.5 furlongs should fit her running style. Her best turf speed is close to the average winning speed, and the trainer-jockey combination the last 14 days have finished in the money 5 out of 7 times, winning 3 of those races. Then my second pick is number 6, Foliage. She won her last race at the fairgrounds and has 2 good workouts in a row in preparation for this race. And then I like number 1, Ready to Answer. And then I don't have any comments on that one. I'm sorry. Then I like number 9, Super Design. He likes the turf, and his best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. He has a high percentage winning trainer and returning to a sprint. So
I like Super Design as the top selection here. Strong late race improvement last time out. Horse has always been favored by the well bet, at least by the public, by the horse players, and apparently by the those rebate pools. Has a decent workout on April 11th, but regressed in the 2 previous first starts off a layoff. So I'm kind of a little bit worried that the horse might back up a little bit here. But if not, if it steps forward, I think it could be the one to beat. The next horse, number 7, Lyrical Poet. My concern here is that the Lyrical Poet and the 3 horse, which is Cheap Speed, can get hooked up in a speed duel. If not, it looks to me like 5.5 furlongs with his early pace should be just about the perfect distance. Number 1, ready to answer. This is a first-time gelded 5-year-old, and I read some interesting stats on that in the book Thoroughbred Cycles. For some reason, 5-year-old geldings tend to be the ones that take off. So that's something that's stuck in my mind. So I'm going to keep that in here. It can have a supercharger effect for whatever reason on 5-year-olds.
Well, it might be because, horses are fully matured at around 5 years. So
just something to keep an eye on. It was just kind of one of those like odd data points that just stuck out to me. And every time I see it, I play it, and it has worked out and get a little bit of value maybe. Pledge of Allegiance. Might be crazy for taking this one over the 5 Rockstar Row, but it has the best late pace numbers, better fractions in the last race, and has the top numbers in this field for the mud and the slop. And it is muddy today. So if it wasn't muddy, I probably would have stepped on to the number 5. Speaking of number 5s, Terry, we're going to go off to race number 5, which is a 1 mile and a 16th, like we started, claiming $20,000. Purse of 38 for fillies and mares 3 years old and up, which have never won 2 races. I really kind of like the fact that they have these very simple race classifications here at Keeneland. Makes it really easy.
Yeah.
It is my box it up in race number 5. And I'm going to start off with number 2, Bitter Vixen. This is a pressure horse that has the top early pace figures by a lot in this race. I'm hoping that she rides shotgun at comfortable fractions. And if so, I think she's got a real good chance to make this one look kind of easy. World Party, the 9 horse. I'm not the biggest fan here, Terry. Horses coming in from Delta Downs or Delaware, squaring up against tier 1 track types like we have here. But the jockey trainer combination of Thomas Pompel and Brett Brinkman, they've gone together 12 times. They've won 50% of them and been in the money 10 out of 12 times. But the number I'm focused on is that $2.33 positive ROI. Big Bugs Girl getting a dose of first-time Lasix. It's the only horse in the field that's getting any kind of help like that today. So the horse is 1 for 1 at the distance. Maybe the additional Lasix helps it get to 2-2. And number 8 here, Terry, La Turista, for me is a pure off-track, muddy track play, as she's tried it 5 times, has 2 seconds and a third, with by far the best off-track numbers in the field. I would have taken the 7 or the 1 in this spot had the track been faster. So I'm looking for some value on an off-track surface for my box it up. Again, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta. Take us through your ideas for race 5.
All right. My first pick, which is your second pick, is number 9, World Party. She is a closer who comes in from Delta Downs after finishing second in her last 2 races at 7.5 furlongs. And now she stretches out to 1 mile and 16th, which I think is right what she needs. She receives the highest last speed rating, and her best start speed is fastest among today's starters, actually tied with another one. And I like number 7, Simply Beguiled. She won at Oaklawn by closing from deep to win only by a head at 6 furlongs, and now she's going to 1 mile and 16th, where I think where she has finished well in the past. Then I like number 1 is my third pick, Waywardness. She won her last race at Turfway Park, breaking on top and leading all the way with veteran Smokin' Joe Talamo in the irons. And
You know, you like him some Smoking Joe.
That's right. Who actually really likes him a lot. It's my wife.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, he returns to right again. The trainer wins 50% of the claiming races that he has an entry in. And then number 2, Bitter Vixen, is my 4th pick. She comes in from Oakland Park to try Keeneland for the first time. She drops in class. Her best start speed is fastest among today's starters. She's tied with the horse that I talked about in my first choice. And she has a nice 4 furlong workout, 47 and change, second best out of 71 workouts.
That's good. And you know what else I hope will be good today, Terry, is our hot dog pick for us. You got it twice yesterday, so it's my turn to come through today, or maybe both of us can come through today, because like I said, the last time we did the 1-1-1 combination in reverse order. So I hope we're not going to be the opposite where we don't pick any winners, because I was the 11 and you were the 1. Maybe this will give us double the power with me being the red one, like Tiger Woods on Sunday, baby, in red. You're gonna go with the wink leak there as the singling up the 3 in race number 3. So a little bit of numerology there for Terry. His ticket's $20, going 4, 3, 2, 5. I'm gonna go the traditional 3-2, 3-2 route. I do feel like in that last race, the 2 and the 9 are the best 2 horses in that field there.
All right
then. So we're gonna head off now to race number 6, which is my long shot of the day, Terry. Race number 6 is 1 mile on the turf. Again, it's good. It's listed as good for now. They haven't taken it off as far as I know. I know they are expecting some more rain there, but maybe a little bit European style racing in Kentucky today. 1 mile on the turf, allowance $50,000, purse of $55,000 for 3-year-olds and up, which is started for a claiming price of $50,000 or less, and which have never won a race other than maiden or claiming. 1 mile on the turf, Terry. They've run 4 races, 3 of which were won from horses that came from off the pace. Exactly 0 went wire to wire. And so far, every single winner has been in post number 2 or 3. Not coincidence. We both have 2 and 3 in there. But I'm going to start with the 10 horse here, Terry. Okay. Our Country has the top late pace numbers by a wide margin. This one tends to run very well off the break, just like today. So I'm hoping to catch a little bit of value here with the 10 horse, Our Country. What are you trying to do?
All right. Well, first of all, we were saying that the 1 was scratching this race, and I don't.
No, that was.
I think it was the first race.
Yes, I misunderstood what Charles was saying. I corrected that.
Yeah. Okay. So let me start off with race number 6. Then I like number 3 as my top pick, Hawk of War. He finished 3rd on an all-weather surface in his last race at Turfway Park, getting the highest last race speed rating. And he may improve at a shorter distance, and his best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. And then I like number 10, Our Country. He is back on the turf where he belongs, and he does very well, I think, and switches to a high percentage winning jockey. And then number 2 is my 3rd pick, Eyes on Target. He won his last race at Gulfstream Park on the turf and now switches to a high percentage winning jockey, Irad Ortiz Jr., and had a good 4 furlong workout, 48 and change, breezing, 5th best at 24. And then number 1, Counterstrike, as my 4th pick. He won his last race at Turfway Park. He has a high percentage winning trainer and a sharp workout on April 15th.
Yeah, Irad's quickly becoming the replacement for me for Tyler G. Like if I bet on Irad, he doesn't win. If I don't bet on him, he's taking a 6-1 to the tape and just beating my horse at the last second, which is driving me absolutely bananas. But as I mentioned, the 10 horse, Our Country is my top pick, long shot for the day. I have number 2, Eyes on the Target. Irad, as you mentioned, is the jockey here. Trainer Michael Maker. They've only run 9 times together. They've won 4 of them, in the money 7-9. The fact that you're getting a positive ROI on Irad under that combination at 24 cents is a pretty good thing to me. This horse is getting ready with some pretty good works. So I think you're going to see Eyes on the Target put out a pretty good race. Hawk of War, again, the 2 and the 3, they've won every race here, so might as well have them in our picks at 1 mile on the turf. Has a win, place, and show in 3 at the distance. Did run the top last race speed figure on all weather, and many times all weather does transfer over pretty well to the turf. Hopefully we'll see that today. But already has run on the turf at Hawk of War and does have some of the best turf numbers already. And then finally, number 12, King Tough, won its last race, breaking its maiden finally at the fairgrounds, and it did so with some very strong late race improvement. So if it can bring that late run today, after a little bit of time on the bench and a couple of workouts in between, wouldn't be surprised to see King Tough, number 12, at 12-1 odds, morning line. I like those odds. Perhaps clean up the exacta or trifecta or superfecta at a nice price.
Yeah.
See, Jared, I'm out there looking for prices for you, baby. I'm price hunting. Race number 7, Terry, is your best bet of the day. Again, 1 mile and a 16th. This one is a $100,000 maiden special weight race for fillies and mares that are 3 years old and up. Tell us why you feel like number 9 should be where you put the mortgage today.
Well, I like number 9 because she finished second in her first career race and earned the highest last speed rating. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. She may improve at the longer distance, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. So she marks a lot of boxes off. Then I like number 5 as my second pick, Mine for Passion. She has been racing at Gulfstream Park, finishing twice second and out of 4 races, and is now trying Keeneland for the first time, and she has a sharp workout on April 15th. And then number 7, Tis American is my third pick. She has a high percentage winning trainer and should improve while returning to the dirt. And the trainer jockey combination of the last 14 days of finishing the money 80% of the time, winning 2 of those races. Then I like number 2 as my fourth pick, Silver Leaf. She appears that she can lead to win a race or come from off the pace, which is something that angle I like. She may improve Lasix added, and a jockey who in the last 7 days has been in the money 6 out of 12 times, winning 3 of those.
So Charles says in race number 6, watch out for the number 6 horse. Neither one of us has him. We might want to do that one. Jared says he circled it, and believe me, if Charles says to put out a horse on your radar, you better circle that bad boy. It's 30-1 trying turf for the first time out of Violence, Sire, and Sky Mesa on the dam side. So make sure you also circle the 6 horse in race number 6. Terry, along with the 9 horse here being your best bet, you also have a best race of the day today. And I think that one, if I remember correctly, is race number 5 at Gulfstream Park. Before we talk about race number 5 at Gulfstream Park today, let's talk about, what was it, race number 10 yesterday at Parks?
It was. And my best bet of the day, number 2, Althea. I think that's how you pronounce it. Really won great. Won by 6 or 8 lengths and paid $12.20 to win, $6.20 to show. To place, and $4.20 to show. And so this month,
helped you win some contests too, right?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I was behind in 3 different contests, and when that one won, it put me in first place. But this month so far, I've won 44% of my horses in the first pick and 72% of the money. My ROI this month is 1.36.
Beautiful. So what do you like today at Gulfstream Park?
Okay, Gulfstream Park. Let me get back
it's
here.
It's up on the screen there, Terry.
Yeah. I like number 1, Anador. She arrived from Europe and broke her maiden in her first race in the USA at Belmont Park and followed that win with a start in the 100,000 Teppan race, in which she broke very poorly, running 5th after being bumped and steadied in the stretch comprising her finish. I watched that race a couple of times, and she had nothing but trouble. She's trained by Christophe Clement and has Junior Alvarado in the irons. Then I like number 2, Lady Pushy. She broke her maiden, winning her last race at Gulfstream Park, despite being bumped at the start. She will be closing from deep to try to win the race, and she gets a new jockey as Junior Alvarado moves to the top pick. Then I like number 5, Kingdom. She has won 2 races at large odds in a row and is now going for a hat trick. She won both races on Tapeta and now tries grass, and she is the daughter of Animal Kingdom, who is bred to love grass.
Likes that grass, Terry, but hopefully not the 420 grass, like the regular grass.
Yeah.
All right. The 420 was yesterday for all those people, not me, but all those people who celebrate those things. In any case, race 8, Terry, is 1.5 miles on the turf. Allowance $120,000. Fillies and mares 4 years old and up, which have never won $10,000 twice, other than maiden, claiming or starter, which have never won 3 races in race number 8. They haven't run any at 1.5 miles. So this one's going to be kind of wide open in terms of what the profile of a winner looks like, Terry. So tell us how you think the profile of winner is going to look with that 4-horse.
All right. In race number 8, I like the first pick is number 4, Flanagan's Cove. She's won 2 of the last. She's won 2. She won the last 2 races in a row coming in from Keeneland, where she was one start with coming in to try Keeneland again, where she had 1 start and 1 win, and she likes to run mid-pack and close the win, and I think she can handle the distance. Number 3 is my second pick, Disappearing Act. She ran second versus Tougher in her last race, but drops in class today. She has a high percentage winning jockey and a trainer who wins 18% of the time in allowance races, and a sharp workout on April 15th. And then I like the entry 1A part of the entry, Yeah Beauty. She finished in the money in her last 3 races, finishing 3rd on an all-weather surface in her last race, and the trainer wins 17% of the time in the second race off of a layoff. And then I like number 6, Go Big Blue Nation. She ran a second in a race at Kentucky Downs at 1 mile and 5/16. And today's race is at 1.5 miles. So I think today's distance won't present a problem. She switches to a high percentage winning jockey, drops in class today, and the trainer in the last 14 days has won 3 out of 8 races.
So this race, Terry, has a really weird pace setup. If you look at, if I drew it out, and what you see here is, I don't know if you can see that or not, but the 8-horse Gladys is all by itself in the E column. It's the only horse in the field, maybe the 4-horse being the other one, that can get to the front and maybe win. In 1.5 miles, a lot of times these races are either won by a horse that can get way out in front of everybody and then stay out there and win, or you get like the one that runs way out there and then just like the cavalry comes charging and they run right by it like it's standing still. So, but looking at the pace setup in this race, to me, it was between the 8 and the 4. But this 8-horse is the lone E-horse with a bunch of closers in the field, one pressure horse being the 4. So I went ahead and put the 8 ahead of the 4, but I do have the 4 a little bit later on in my prime rib pick 4. I like Go Big Blue Nation, Michigan, I guess. It must be a Michigan alum that has that horse. Switches to jockey Tyler G. So talking to Chris Parmalu, he said that one of the things that's really been working is jockey upgrades. They're getting that today. Tyler, as I mentioned, has been the top jock so far at the Keeneland meets. Horse hasn't run since November, but workouts suggest the horse will come back to the track fit and ready to go. Number 3, Disappearing Act. Just missed in a grade 3 last out. Should be first in line behind in front of all the pressure horses and closers. So I think the pace sets up real nicely here for Disappearing Act. And then finally, number 7, Fate of Ophelia. Switches to IRAD. Again, there's that upgrade angle. Has some really solid late run. And I think the pace is going to set up nicely for her as well, as she's going to be closer to the front than she's probably normally used to. And then I did have Flanagan's Cove and the entry like right on their tails. It was really, really tough for me this race. I think I switched the order of this race probably 7 or 8 times. So I think of all the races on the card, it's probably the one I felt the least certain about. Last race of the day, Terry, 6 furlongs, maiden claiming $20,000 for a purse of $36,000. This one is for maidens and fillies and mares 3 years old and upwards. It's the first time we saw 6 furlongs today, Terry. They've run 9 races. 5 of them were won by speed, 2 of which managed to go from gate to wire. You have the rail and 8+ having a little bit of an advantage over 2 through 7, but not significant. How are you going to close the card?
Okay, well, I like number 2, Watermark, as my first pick. She's finished in 5 races out of 6 races in the money during her career and drops in class today. The jockey in the last 7 days has a record of 10 starts 4 wins and 2/3, and the trainer wins 19% of the races when going from an all-weather to a dirt surface. And then I like number 9, Hot Anna. She finished 5th in her last race, but only lost by 2 1/4 lengths, drops in class, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. She's tied with another one. She figures to improve while returning to dirt today, and the trainer wins 18% of the time when moving from turf to dirt. And then number 4, Queen Cordelia. She has early speed, improving her speed rating in each of the last 3 races, and drops in class today. And then I like number 6, Pistol. She will break on top and try to lead to the finish line. She has the highest last race speed rating. Her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, tied with the one above that I talked about. And the trainer wins 25% of the races when moving from maiden to maiden claiming.
Yes, but isn't that one coming in from like Mahoning Valley or something like that?
Yes.
If I remember correctly. A little bit of a track upgrade, a little bit of a competition upgrade, which is why I didn't have it in my top 4. I actually have it rated 5th. So it's kind of hoping for a scratch so I can slide that one in there.
There was a scratch, and the number 1 was scratch, which was my 4th pick, and that's why the 6 moved up to my 4th pick.
So I'm going to start with Queen Cordelia. This horse is running at its lowest level, and last time out, when it dropped for the first time, held its speed much better. So I think another notch down on the competition scale. It could be the ticket to the winner's circle for Queen Cordelia. Number 9, Hot Anna, making its start at the lowest level. Trainer Kenneth McPeak hits at 18%, going from turf to dirt, one of his better angles. So far, he's only won 5% at Keeneland, so that's a major 18% versus 5%. Pretty big difference there. Yeah. Number 7, Super Surge, Terry, ran much better in her first maiden claiming race. Has a couple of good workouts since. This one could have, I think, be some really good value for horse players today. Then Watermark or number 6, Pistol were 2 really tough calls for me. I went with the Watermark, and I probably going to regret that for not going with the 6 again. On paper, it looks like it's taking a big drop from maiden special weight, but not really, because the horse has already run as low as maiden claiming 15 and hasn't won yet. But looking at that jockey, Gerardo Corrales, he's run 18 races so far. He's managed to win 6 of them, 33%. So I went with the hot jockey over the Mahoning Valley shipper, Terry. We'll see how that goes. Thanks, Charles. Good luck as well. Hopefully we have a lot of winners. That's what we're shooting for sure. 6th and the 8th is what Jared's looking at there. Go Big Blue Nation, Giants fan. So that may be an omen off. So you think it's a Giants thing and not it's not a Michigan thing, huh? All right. So looking at the prime rib pick 4s, Terry, we both kind of went a little bit different. You just, I don't know, you tried to get all, and then I put one horse in there.
First of all, I think it's really wide open, and I'd like to make a change. I really respect Charles' picks. I'd like to take the 8 out and put the 6 in its place.
In which race?
In the 6th race, because that's the one he said to really watch for.
So you're going to put the 6 in race 8. All right, Terry.
Yep. Or in race 6. So you're going
to do that over the 8. So instead of the 8 on Terry's, just like, I don't know what kind of ticket you want to call that. Just like I can't press all, so this is an alternative. This is the alternative to all ticket right here, baby.
That's right. But it is a wide open three legs, I think. I think the 7th race is the one that's got the best chance of winning with the single. So
I agree with you on that too. Yes, sir. You agree with me on that, Jared. I went ahead and put 2 horses in that race, Terry. I do think the 9 might be the I don't want to call it the lock of the day because I don't want to jinx you, but I'm also hoping that he is the small priced favorite and that 2 horse goes off at a little bit of value and dumps that card. Yours is $87.50. Mine is on the limit of 100. Of course, make sure that if you do these vertical bets that I find that I win more often when I do the hot dogs than when I do the prime ribs. I don't know why that is, but it's just been my experience. All right, so that is our prime rib. Real quick, here are all our picks again. Terry's long shot in race number 2. My long shot is in race number 6. Terry's best bet, race number 9. My best bet is in race number 3. Our box it up, Terry's is in race number 3. Mine is in race number 5. Again, 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. And then we close out our prime ribs to close out the card. And again, the Charles E.F. Hutton horse of the day is race number 6, horse number 6, 30-1. And Terry has substituted Charles's pick for his 8 in that alternative to all pick 4 ticket.
That's right.
All right, Terry, any final thoughts before we get up and out of here on this Thursday?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, if you like what you saw today, please I'm sorry, I'm losing my train. Getting old gets really
Mick Jagger
hard.
said, getting old's a drag, man.
That's right. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at Horse Racing the number 2 Day, and like us on Facebook at Horse Racing the number 2 Day, and Instagram at Horse Race the number 2 Day, and go to Twitter to HRT Rich. And I hope everybody has a great day. I had a really nice day yesterday, especially last night. I won some pretty good tournaments last night at the Charlestown. So I hope you all do well. I hope the 6 wins today at a big price in that 6 race. So since I did that, oh gosh, the pressure, Charles, I'll tell you. No pressure except for the 8 will probably win that race since I took it out, but that's all right.
540 lengths.
Yeah.
Timothy, tomorrow we're doing, sorry to interrupt you, Terry. Tomorrow, Tom and I come back for 4 on Fridays, and we're going to be doing Shea Tin tomorrow. So that should be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Yes, I will let you know about Derby Day. We're going to actually tie some of that stuff up today, Jared, so don't worry about that. I'm in race 4, horse number 6 tomorrow. Okay, so remember, mark that down. Gulfstream tomorrow, Timothy Murray, race 4, horse number 6. So we got that. All right, Jared. All right, sorry, Terry, go ahead, but you were saying.
Well, just saying everybody should go tell their loved ones how they, kiss and a hug and that kind of stuff. I'm hoping things in Europe get less intense. And, things, I just hope that this year changes and gets a lot better than it has been.
Well, hopefully one thing that'll get better, Terry, is tonight while you're getting ready for our show with Sarah L. Bodway, that if you're going to be doing a little bit of Penn National Racing, you can head over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet. There's a link in the description. You'll find them on horseracingtoday.net. Just click on Penn National. You get the Penn National tonight's while you're waiting. Thank you, Charles. We always appreciate the kind words. And then yesterday, Terry, when I was getting ready to do the show with Sean and Rosemary, I went ahead and I put in a pick 5 at Evangeline Downs, which was our free track yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's going to be no.
Oh,
so
no.
I decided to get cheap on the first leg and try to single a horse.
Yeah.
If I had used the second pick, Terry, with all the other horses that I had picked, the 50-cent pick 5, I had every other leg right. The 50-cent pick 5 paid $4,800, something like that.
Oh boy.
And then we started to go live with Sean. And usually if I missed the first leg, I'll go ahead and I'll put in the pick 4 behind it. Right?
Yeah.
But the show was starting. I didn't have a chance to put in the pick 4. I had the pick 4 ticket, Terry, in my pick 5, and it paid $2,500.
And you didn't play it?
No. So yesterday was one of those days. So I'm hoping that by us reversing the 1 and the 11, and if you like the 1 or 11 shirt, that you get some good luck as well. Please head on over to horseracingtoday.net. Click on the HRT gear. There's the number 1 hat. There's the number 11 hat. Terry sporting, looking really good, Terry, I have to say. I don't know if it's the hat or you, but something looks pretty good over there.
I think it's both. Oh, you don't, huh?
No, of course, it's both, Terry. When I was in high school, I was standing in the mirror in my high school football, and I was getting ready to go back to class. You're like a sophomore or junior in high school, and you're worried about how you look because you want the girls to like you. You want to be popular and all that stuff. And I'm fixing my hair, and I'm buttoning up my shirt. And my high school football coach, Frank Lupin, says to me, he says, "Rich, let me tell you something, son. It's not the clothes that make the man. It's the man that makes the clothes."
Yeah, that's true a lot of times.
So from that day forward, I never really worried about that stuff anymore. So Mr. Lupin, thank you. I appreciate that. There's always some kind of weird wisdom on the show, huh, Terry?
Yeah, there is, yeah. And you get it out there all the time, too.
Absolutely. All right, Terry. Well, that wraps up today. Again, tonight we'll be back at 8:30. If you like what you saw, I want to say thank you to Teresa Locke for the love. We appreciate that. Philip Perkins, Eric Verboken, and Rob Burrows for giving us a thumbs up on Facebook. Much like them, if you like what you saw, the thumbs up help us with the social media algorithm, so we go higher up the search rankings. Same thing goes on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends about us. And most importantly, make sure you join us tonight. Hopefully, when we get back tonight, Terry, our friend Charles, who we just put a ton of pressure on, his 6-horse and all of the rest of our picks end up in our good friend Jay Marco's
Winner's Circle.
Absolutely. Have a great night. We'll see you. Great day at the track. We'll see you tonight, and then we'll see you tomorrow for Shea Tin.